Hi guys, it's Narelle Cook from Canine and welcome to another week of Thursday's Thoughts. This is where I share bite-sized pieces of scientific information that I find really interesting, and I hope you do too. This week, we're looking at the use of milk thistle in dogs, healthy dogs and dogs with liver disease. So this paper was published in 2021 and it was looking at the effects of silybin. So silybin is one of the active constituents from milk thistle, which is also commonly known as St. Mary's thistle. So they're looking at the effects of silybin supplementation on nutrient digestibility, hematological parameters, liver function indices, and liver-specific microRNA concentration in dogs. So that was a mouthful. So within their research, they ran two experiments. In experiment one, they were looking at the effect of supplementing with silybin on nutrient digestibility, liver function indices, and health status in healthy dogs. And then in experiment two, they wanted to look at the effects of supplementation with silybin on liver function tests and what's called microRNA concentrations in dogs that actually had a liver disorder. Because unfortunately, liver disease is quite common in our pets, which is not surprising given the amount of, environmental pollutants that they're exposed to on a daily basis and a lot of the medications that they're given on a regular basis as well. The other thing too, why they wanted to look at nutrient digestibility is because a lot of dogs with liver disorders also have compromised gastrointestinal function and digestibility. So the last thing we want to do is to compromise that further. So basically, and we're going to sort of scoot through this really quickly because it is quite an involved paper. So they found that in healthy dogs, that supplementing with silybin didn't negatively affect the liver indices, which is really great. But in dogs with a liver disorder, the liver enzymes were significantly decreased. So that's good. They also comment here that other papers have reported the prophylactic use of silymarin in animals. In this case, they're quoting studies in cats and rats. And what they found in cats is that the silymarin was really protective of the liver in cats given acetaminophen. So acetaminophen is paracetamol. And what they found that liver enzymes didn't increase in cats that received acetaminophen and silymarin, but they did increase in cats that only received the acetaminophen without the silymarin. And there is research in humans too to show the benefits of using silymarin prophylactically to protect the liver, particularly from people who need to be on quite strong medications, long term for whatever the health condition is that they're suffering from. So they're saying here as well that silybin administration in dogs has been really well documented as an effective therapeutic tool for different types of liver injuries. So this could be, induced toxemia, drug poisoning, chemotherapy, chronic hepatitis. And what they've also found that in the current study, silybin supplementation improved liver function regardless of the underlying hepatic or liver disease. So they observed a significant decrease in liver enzymatic markers in dogs with, any type of liver disorder. And they say further along in the paper that, there are some times where owners don't want to pay for certain tests to really find out what's going on, or certain clinical practices may be limited in the equipment they have, like the testing equipment. But basically they're saying regardless of the liver disorder, supplementing with silybin will have benefits to those dogs. So most of us are familiar with the standard liver enzyme markers, your ALT, ALP, AST, GGT. There's actually another marker that I wasn't really familiar with. So it's called microRNA. And what they've found is that in the diagnosis of liver diseases, it's been confirmed that increases in microRNA is seen in almost all cases of liver diseases, in this case in dogs, whether that's, acute or chronic hepatitis, carcinoma, lymphoma, and other diseases as well. So in their second experiment, they found that the microRNA levels decreased in dogs that received silymarin. So that's just showing improvements in liver function, which is great. And look, one of the reasons that milk thistle, or silymarin or silybin, the active constituents in milk thistle, are so beneficial to the liver. It's because of their antioxidant properties, antifibrotic properties. They accelerate liver regeneration, which is great. The liver is just such an amazing organ, and it can reduce lipid peroxidation and the synthesis of reactive oxygen species. So it's really protective in lots of different ways. So basically, the study concluded that in healthy dogs, silybin supplementation doesn't interfere with nutrient digestibility and has no detrimental effects on liver function indices or any other blood parameters, which is great. But in dogs with liver disease, supplementation with silybin decreases those liver markers and improves liver function. So we actually get quite a number of emails from pet owners who have been to the vet and, the blood test results have come back that the liver enzymes are increased. And, we will guide them on the best way to dose our pure milk thistle for their situation. And they'll often come back, a month or two later and their vet's gone, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Just keep doing what you're doing because, those liver enzymes have come down. So I always love to hear that feedback. So if, pop it in the comments. Has your dog had elevated liver enzymes or a liver disease of some form and you've used milk thistle and seen positive benefits? If you're not sure how to use milk thistle for your pet, please email us at info@canineceuticals.com.au. The great thing about our pure milk thistle, one, it's a liquid form. So a lot of feedback I get from pet owners when they've been to their vet, they get prescribed a commercial tablet, and they're awesome. Like the formulations of those commercial liver products are great. Unfortunately, the feedback I get is that the tablet size is too big and it's just such a battle to get their dog or cat to swallow it that they just give up and they don't give it at all. So the beauty of our product is the liquid is so easy to dose. You can mix it into food. It tastes quite nice for a liquid herbal, so most cats and dogs don't mind that at all. So you can jump onto the website to read more about the product. That's canineceuticals.com.au. I've also just recently put out a podcast just on the benefits of milk thistle for our pets. Again, so jump on the website, go to the resources tab, look for the podcast section. Definitely have a listen there, and we've got a blog post on it as well. So thank you for another week of Thursday's Thoughts. I hope you've learnt something. If you know anyone who's got a dog or a cat with a liver disorder or elevated liver enzymes, please share this with them so they can benefit as well. We'll see you next week. Thank you.